Welcome to reading the New Testament in original Greek. With syntax analysis, we're reading it in sessions Matthew chapter 2 verse 6, where we have a famous fulfillment quotations. It's a composite quotation from Micah 5:1 and 3, and also from 2 Samuel 5:2. Kesi Bethlehem, iki Juda, udamos elachisti, iantis igemosin Juda. Exulcara exelevsete igumenos, hostis bimani ton laonu ton Israel. And you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah. For from you shall come a ruler who is to shepherd my people Israel. There aren't many comparison points in terms of the translations between Greek text and an English Bible, but there are some of the things that we haven't talked about in the previous sessions. Some of the comparison word in lachisti, and also the adverb forms of the os, and a couple other things. We're going to take a look at it in the syntax analysis. Gesi Bethlehem, you Bethlehem, is talking about from the previous sentence, previous verses. Now Bethlehem, quoting the scripture from the Micah and also 2 Samuel. Bethlehem as the place where the Christ was supposed to be born. Judah, a land, Judah. It's without definite article, ye. It's a bit different from English translations. Udamos, it's the adverb form, so we haven't discussed it. Omicron sigma at the end. It's a signal formations. And that is it's most likely the adverb is. When the word derives from adjective, when it forms an adverb forms from the adjective. So for example, the geos, and also with it ends with the omicron sigma. When you make it an adverb in Greek, you add omega sigma instead of omicron sigma. So udamos with the omicron as the actual adjective of our word. It means no one. And udamos with the omega sigma, it's by no means. So by no means elachisti. We have the superlative from the mikros. Mikros is there are two types in terms of the quantity and the quality. So the meaning is a little, small. The mikros, mikroteros with tav, epsilon, rho. Ter is the signal syllable, so you can recognize this as a comparison. And a mikrotatos, tatos, tav, alpha, tav, omicron, sigma. It's a superlative signal syllable. So mikroteros, mikrotatos. This is small, smaller, the smallest. And a mikros, an elaton, when it changed in this way, it's irregular. Elachistos is the quantity. So a little, more little, and the least. So we have the elachisti, the least, by no means least. And we have the emi verb, epsilon iota. It means we're talking about you, right? You are by no means the least. Although it doesn't have the subject explicitly next to it. So we're talking about from the beginning. Kesi Bethlehem, udamos elachisti. So you, Bethlehem, are by no means the least. And dis igemosin Juda. En as a prepositions we usually have translated with in or on, but also has the meaning of among, under those, among those. So and dis igemosin. Igemosin is from noun and igemon. It's called the enstem, but ends with the n, but from the genitive changed with the onos, taking the third declension form. So igemon, igemonos, igemoni, igemona. Okay. So we have the dative plural, igemosin. In the dative end, it's a particular feature of the end stem, and the dative, the ni, the signal, the characteristic falls off. So instead of igemonsin, due to the pronunciations, igemosin, right? It's a different from later. We're going to talk about the bimani. This is later. This is very difficult to explain it in bimani, the future form. But anyway, igemosin and a plural among the leaders with the plural, Juda. And exu from you, got a positive word for from you, exelefsete. We talked about in a previous session some of the elef as a signal syllables that we can recognize this word as erchome, right? Ex erchome, compound verb, to come out. Exelefsete, with the sigma we have in the future forms, right? So shall come out from you. And who's coming out and who's the subject? Igumenos, right? Igumenos is from the verb igeome, is to lead. That makes it a participle in a nominative case without definite articles, although without definite articles, so it's indefinite as a leader, a one who leads. So a one who leads, to make it for convenience, making as a ruler, a leader, right? Ostis is also indefinite relative pronouns. We have in the relative pronouns for who, we have definite one, os, indefinite ostis. So it's not designating any persons specifically. So it could be just simply a leader, who, so it matches, right? When if he has written here as os, excuse me, that makes it in this bit awkward. But ostis, indefinite, bimani, it's from the bimeno. It's very difficult to explain sort of how the future forms without sigma and also without iota. It simply follows. Well, we have to memorize it in this way. There's no specific rules that could apply and explain it and why the sigma falls off. Well, igemosin, the ni and sigma comes together, but in this case, the ni falls off. But in our case now, and a bimeno is bimano, a ni with a sigma, but ni survives. So there's no logical explanation for this one. So let's memorize it. And bimano with without iota, first of all, and without sigma. And remember the circumflex and above omega at the end makes it the future forms. In the present, we have the accents bimeno. In the future, bimano. Okay. So and then from there, with the epsilons and augmentations, without sigma again, with ending of the aorist, epimana. Now we have the aorist, and the rest of them doesn't occur in the New Testament, so you don't have to worry about it. So bimani is in the future forms shall lead, shall tend flocks. And who's the accusative object? Ton laonmo, ton Israel. My people, Israel. We have a double accusative, although we have double accusative A as B. If you translate my people as Israel, it doesn't match the syntax. It doesn't match the contextual meaning in Matthew. So the people, Israel. Well, inserting as, as it's called the predicativum, but it doesn't always it could be applied in translations. It's so either A as B or A B. We talked about it before. Okay, so this is today's session in Matthew chapter 2, verse 6. I hope you have learned a lot today. And please, some of the things that you didn't know or you haven't learned it yet, repeat yourself and try to remember some of the things. So we have a lot of things, a lot of words and formations to memorize today. Okay, thanks for listening, and I will look forward to the next session.